am so excited to be here with my colleagues for the first meeting of the IDD caucus of the State Legislature of Connecticut. This is your time to talk to us.
This is truly a real public health emergency, especially in the area of housing. It is also nothing short of a struggle for the human rights and equality of our beloved persons with intellectual disabilities who are full citizens of the state of Connecticut. Our issues today and beyond today: the broken promise of the housing wait list, the refunding or restoration of funds or the enhancement of funds to the DDS so that we can lift the DDS out of fiscal paralysis to meet the needs and fulfill their mission. We hope also to establish, with your help, some new policies based on justice, respect, and common sense fact.
It's hard to understand our world and the challenges which must be faced on a daily basis. But we face the challenges and press on because we love our kids and want to prepare them to live their adult lives to the best of their abilities, to grow and have friends and jobs and homes in safe, supported environments. Here's where you come in. My son has cerebral palsy, which has inhibited his ability to develop cognitively. We can teach him life skills, but concepts like personal safety will always elude him. He cannot live alone. He trusts anyone he meets, good or bad, and will not have the capacity to manage his health, finances, or well-being on his own. He can work, but he will never be able to drive to a job. He will need support services for his life. Today, the state of Connecticut has no plan for people like Max. No plan at all.
My daughter is Sarah. She's right there. She's 23 years old, but she functions like a 2 to 5 year old. Can't be left alone. The most deserving of all constituents that funding could ever be given to is the disabled, the infirmed, and the developmentally challenged. They are the most needy, the most innocent, and the most vulnerable, and the most deserving of any group of people, because unlike us, they can't fend for themselves.
DDS has more than 3,500 individuals waiting for services. It's not efficient to educate these individuals and then let them go off the cliff at age 21. Gandhi said, "A nation's greatness is measured by how it treats its weakest members." The state's most vulnerable population looks to you now to help us. Parents that really are at our wits' end and cannot do for our sons and daughters without your help. The weary and worried family members remind you this is a moral issue.
My brother Jamie is 19 years old and has Down syndrome. Jamie is a senior in high school and he has dreams about going to college just like me and my older sister. Right now, he is busy in school and at work. Jamie loves school and has many friends. His dream is to become a preschool teacher's aide and get married.
As a parent and pediatrician, I love children, and I enjoy experiencing all the joys and sorrows early childhood provides. For typical children, this period ends, and they progress through normal developmental stages. For Jesse, this period is going to last a lifetime.
Evan's story is an example of how the system should work, but it doesn't work that way for everyone, and I have real concerns that it won't continue working for Evan over the long term. Already we've experienced abrupt changes in funding and requirements that have resulted in scrambling our family budget as we try to comply with new regulations and keep up with our share of Evan's support. Our experience seems like a microcosmic version of what happens to DDS. Inconsistent funding and policies compel DDS to focus on relatively few cases rather than create efficient ways to care for more people. In the wake of deinstitutionalization begun years ago, DDS encourages parents to house or find housing for our children, but restrictions on eligibility limit the amount of support available for truly creative solutions. We need to empower DDS to empower us.
All we have wanted for 2 years now is to have a residential placement because we can no longer monitor his condition. But again, we are stuck between the rock of public school system and the hard place of DDS funding cuts. So now she says it with her hand on my shoulder because it's her job, for she knows full well we are doing our best. Our best just isn't good enough, and there's no one willing to help.
She has a blended program which includes daily living skills and vocational support at several work sites, such as kitchen work at Holy Apostles College, delivering Meals on Wheels, and working in the stockroom at Kmart. She is very happy with this program because it gives her a chance to be out in the community, and she feels she has a place in society just as her non-disabled family members and friends.
I graduated from Farmington Valley Transit Academy back in June 2002, and then I got a job. I work at a warehouse in Davison. It's in Newington and stuff. And then there's like a warehouse there where I do their food stuff. I move their food stuff and everything.
So do you like your life?
Yeah, I like my life.
Are you ready to move back with Mom and Dad?
No. No.
I wanted to get up here and not cry, but it's kind of hard for me. But due to the budget cuts, I am involved in all his decision-making, except where he will be when I am gone. The one most important decision is I won't be there. My dream for him, like anyone's dream for a child, is to be able to live on his own. He would definitely need support. I'd love to see him in a group home, living on his own, with support, happy while I'm around, so that I could make sure I leave this world in peace.
I'm telling you that this works. And another thing you have to realize, when Andy was little, there wasn't a Birth to 3 program. I was the Birth to 3 program. There wasn't an entitlement in school. That didn't happen until later on in life. So things have changed. You have put things in place to take care of children. When they reach 21 years of age, there is nothing, absolutely nothing. There's nothing for a parent to hope for. And they're telling them that, you know, this is going to be your life. It isn't a life. It isn't a life for the parent. It isn't a life for the child. I know a group home works. I know a day program works. I know the money is well spent.
We want to ask for your help to make sure all this funding does not disappear. We're also on a waiting list. We've been on the waiting list for 8 years for residential placement. We have just been considered for CCH, which is the Community Companion Home. And we're hoping that she continues to grow as a human being. That's all we're asking, to give these people their rights and help them continue to grow and live useful lives.
We all love our children very much, but we cannot do this alone. Do you, ladies and gentlemen, want to be part of a society that says, no, we cannot, we will not care for our sons and daughters who cannot care for themselves? I know I do not. Please allocate more funding. We can't wait.
He is such a vulnerable, such a dear child, and we desperately need a group home for him for the future. We will be too old to take care of him, and I'm asking you for your help. Thank you.
I think the biggest thank you today comes for all of you. You took time out of your days to come tell us your stories, and we really appreciate that. And I also have to thank the ARC of Connecticut, because they have done the bulk of the organizing.